basically a scientist specialized in plant biotechnology for improvement of our important crop plants so that we will have food security. I was also a professor at Homi Bhabha National Institute in Mumbai. I did my BSc in botany in Maharaja's College, Ernakulam, Cochin, in Kerala University, and later I did my MSc in genetics and plant breeding in University Centre, Karyavattam, Trivandrum in Kerala University. My PhD was from Mysore University in applied botany. Later, I did a 1-year training course in biology and radiobiology at Bhabha Atomic Research Center, Mumbai. After the course, I joined Bhabha Atomic Research Center and worked for almost 40 years in the field of plant biotechnology for crop improvement. My interest varies from development of transgenic plants or genetically modified plants for crop improvement, development of secondary metabolites from in vitro plant cell cultures, and also phytoremediation. When I retired, I was head of plant biotechnology and secondary product section of Bhabha Atomic Research Center. I am considered as a pioneer in transgenic plants or genetically modified plants. The first report on transferring a gene from another organism, that is from a bacteria to a higher organism like a plant, was reported only in 1984 or 85. But in 1986, I developed the first transgenic legume, grain legume, in a bean plant, which was supposed to be very difficult to develop, using 3 different techniques. Like, first you have to isolate the plant cells, then you have to remove the cell wall, and then you have to clone the gene from bacteria and introduce it into the plant protoplast, that is the plant cell without cell wall. So using 3 different techniques, we developed transgenic bean with a gene from a bacteria. This was the first report in a legume like this. The techniques include agrobacterium mediated gene transfer, electroporation, and polyethylene glycol mediated gene transfer. After the gene transfer, you have to pick up the tissue, pick up the protoplast, develop a cell wall around it, then you have to grow it, and then it should develop into a plant. And then you have to test whether you are really introduced the gene, bacterial gene, into the protoplast or not, into the plant or not, by isolating the DNA and checking for integration of the bacterial DNA or bacterial gene into the plant. And you have to see the expression. So this was a very important work in my life. And after that, we developed several crop plants like Indian mustard, chickpea, peanut, etc. with genes from a bacteria or from fungi. Like we developed plants with the tolerance to insect attack, with tolerance to attack from fungi, and also we developed plants which could take up very dangerous heavy metals and radionuclides, and also some plants which could degrade organic pollutants, dangerous organic pollutants like anthracene, lindane, etc. I have about 140 research papers in international and national journals, and I have about 100 presentations in different symposia, both at national and at international level. I have contributed several book chapters and conducted several workshops, etc. Under Indo-FRG program, I have worked in Free University of Berlin in the applied genetics field. I was invited by Chinese Academy of Sciences to chair a session in a symposium called Pollution Ecology. Although I retired in 2011 from BARC, my latest paper was published in 2020, and the paper was Extraction of Uranium using a plant called vetiver. I was also a part of Cotton Mini Mission project of Government of India, and also I was the collaborator for several BRNS funded projects all over the country, like in Tamil Nadu Agriculture University and several other, Rajasthan University and several other universities. During my tenure, I have trained several scientists and students from all over India, and also from Russia, from Cuba, and from Syria. I have guided about 10 PhD students and maybe more than 50 MSc students from all over India. I received UNESCO and British Council travel fellowships to attend some symposia at UK and also in Miami, Nature Biotechnology Symposium. I have visited several labs in Germany, in US, and in UK. My H index, that is my scientific index, is 40, which is quite outstanding. And Stanford University has recognized my work after my retirement, or after almost 9 years after my retirement, and included me in the 2% scientists in the field of plant biology and botany. I am also a member of some academies like National Science Academy, Allahabad, Maharashtra Academy of Sciences, Plant Tissue Culture Association, India, Cell Biology Association, Women's Cell Baba Atomic Research Center, and member of Nehru Science Center. I was a member of all these. Then Elsevier Publications, you must be familiar. Elsevier has given me in 2010 award for highest quoted paper, published paper. We have an association called Indian Women Scientists Association, which was established in 1973, and I was associated with it right from the beginning, and now it is completing 50 years. I was a past president of this Indian Women Scientists Association, and I was also a member of board of trustees in Indian Women Scientists Association. I am still continuing it. In 2018, from Mumbai, I relocated to Cochin, and I joined as an adjunct professor in UC College, which is a 100-year-old college in Cochin. Almost after my retirement, I have conducted about 150 popular science lectures, most of them in different colleges in Mumbai, like in Xavier's and Ruya and other colleges, Wilson and other colleges, and also maybe about many programs in Kerala too. Also, we have conducted several workshops like refresher courses for teachers from all over India in the animal and plant biotechnology and also in several other fields. Sponsored by the National Science Academies, we have conducted programs like short 2-day workshops, lecture workshops on omics, like proteomics, genomics, metabolomics, etc., and in neurobiology and brain development for students and teachers. I have also transferred some technologies, about 5 technologies, to the Technology Transfer Division in Baba Atomic Research Center. This is my short biodata. And now coming to my early education, I was born in Trivandrum, and my father was an advocate in High Court, and at times he used to go to Supreme Court also. My mother was a teacher, and later on she became a district education officer. We shifted to Cochin because the High Court shifted to Cochin. I had my kindergarten in a kindergarten at YWCA, Ernakulam, Cochin, and schooling in St. Anthony's Convent and Girls High School, Cochin. I did my intermediate and BSc, that is special BSc, which is equivalent to BSc Honours in Maharaja's College, Ernakulam. MSc, as I said before, I did in genetics and plant breeding in a university center at Trivandrum. I also had some hobbies like reading, painting, and some mild sports. I was president of a children's club in YWCA and took part in several competitions in both in school and other places, like in drama, elocution, fancy dress, painting, recitation, and used to win prizes at times. As far as influences in my life is concerned, my father had influenced me to the maximum. He taught me the importance of hard work. He taught me to have a dream and to achieve it. He wanted me to go for IAS probably at that time, but he had given me the choice. My mother encouraged me to take part in extracurricular activities like extempore speech, elocution, etc. Initially, at that time, there were only 2 choices, either engineering or medicine. And I thought of going for medicine, but later I changed my mind. Although I got in 2 medical colleges, prestigious medical colleges like Calicut Medical College and some other medical college. One of my teachers, like Mr. Ramchandran's lectures had motivated me so much, especially in the field of genetics, which was an upcoming field, and I was so excited and motivated. I used to go to the library and used to read the latest technologies in genetics. Professor M.K. Prasad, who is a very well-known environmentalist, was another teacher who motivated me at the college level. Then at MSc level, Professor Abraham, Dr. Abraham, Professor Naina, Professor Nambudiri, Professor Susan Abraham, Professor Gopi. I'm really indebted to many of them. After I completed my MSc, I wanted to go for some research. That time, it was quite difficult to even apply. I applied in Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and also in Baba Atomic Research Center, Mumbai. I joined Indian Institute of Science in the field of biochemistry for doing my PhD. Meanwhile, I got a call from BARC and I came to Mumbai and joined BARC Mumbai in a Mumbai training school. Actually, I worked in that after I completed the course, 1-year course in biology and radiobiology in BRC training school. I did work for nearly 40 years. Madam Curie was my role model. I had joined a very, very strict disciplinarian, Dr. Narayanasamy, who had come from Delhi University and was working as the head of that section of plant tissue culture and biotechnology. And I got trained under him to work in plant biotechnology, tissue culture, protoplast culture, and the culture, etc. And later on, I started working on somaclonal variation, use of radiation to induce novel mutants, somatic cell hybridization, gene transfer using different techniques, development of secondary metabolites in vitro, then phytoremediation, phytoextraction, development of transgenic plants for metal uptake, then degradation of organic pollutants, etc., etc. As I told earlier, I went to the Free University of Berlin and also got trained there and attended conferences. For the Nature Biotechnology Symposium in Miami, Florida, I was selected and I was the only participant from a developing country who was given a chance for oral presentation, which was appreciated by all the members, including Nobel laureates. After relocating to Cochin, I continued my work on popularization of science, and we conducted a lot of programs in Cochin also, in St. Research College and also in UC College. And I started an MOU, initiated an MOU with Indiana University of Pennsylvania, USA and UC College, Cochin. As a result, students from here could go to IUP, PA, and they could come here. So just now it started, and one student, teacher has already visited the place and had 5 weeks training over there. I also conducted a latest course that is on gene editing. You heard about genetic transformation, but this is gene editing, means precise modification of a single nucleotide in the DNA. And that is called gene editing. That technique, 1 3-month course we have conducted with Indiana University of Pennsylvania, which was open to students of UC College, and 44 people had participated in the program, which was a 3-month-old program. Also, success means to me culmination of my goals leading to my achievement. First, I should have a target and I should put up 100% of my effort to achieve the target, and you reach your destination. It means that my contributions should reach from the ivory tower to the society. That's what is success for me. Now, regarding failures and challenges, science is not like any other field. It's a very challenging, competitive field where the work is not an 8-hour job. It's a 24-hour job. In science, there is going to be failures, maybe 90% failures and maybe 10% success. Most of the time, the results may be negative. We have to learn from our failures. and you have to take it as a challenge and develop alternative parameters to achieve success. For example, when we were developing the first transgenic plant with a bacterial gene, millions of plant cells or protoplasts were isolated and incubated with the foreign DNA. But in the initial experiments, nothing happened. But after doing so many experiments, suddenly I saw 3 to 4 colonies growing among dead protoplasts. And I was so thrilled. We picked them up and we grew them into plants and look for expression and integration of the gene. So working in scientific field and you get good results. Getting good results is not sufficient. We have to publish it. So writing is a skill. Scientific writing is a different skill altogether. And we have to communicate it to the editors, to prestigious journal with high impact factor and publish it, which is a real challenging job. Many a times the papers get rejected. Sometimes when you do the work and send the paper, maybe some other lab is doing the same work and they have just ahead of you by maybe 1 week or 2 weeks, and like yours get rejected. Publications really bring you credibility. Now, after retirement, how I have taken science to the masses? I will explain. Indian women scientists, I was associated with it right from the beginning. And when I retired, I was the president of Indian Women Scientists Association. There were several programs, but I was more interested in popularizing science. So I have gone personally to maybe 70, 80 colleges and another 70, 80 online classes I have conducted. I've taken scientists from my field as well as from physics or chemistry or any other field. And, they have delivered lectures, which was so that the minds of young children are ignited to take up a scientific career. So about 150 lectures, both offline and online, I have conducted in the last 10 years, both in Mumbai and also in Kerala. I have mentored many students from all over the country during my tenure because they came to my institute as a part of their MSc project. Then we have conducted programs on waste disposal, recycling, etc. In 2022 January, that is 3 months back, I conducted a program in Amravati, in Maharashtra, for 120 farmers on improving their soil by microculture and improving their fertility. You can improve the crops. This was a very nice experience. We have conducted several workshops, I said, also delivered lectures. I myself have delivered many lectures on plant biotechnology, phytoremediation, phytoextraction, etc. At IFSA, we have conducted several health camps for cancer detection, and I was also part of the team. And with my interest, we have conducted, as I said before, several refresher courses for teachers from all over India, right from Kashmir to Kerala. They have participated in the refresher courses and they got motivated. They could get experiments done by their own hands. They were trained and they went back to teach the students. Some of the programs were sponsored by the science academies. Some programs were sponsored by Board of Research in Nuclear Sciences. etc., etc. Also, we have conducted programs on climate mitigation, and we have concentrated on girl students. Also, we have supported programs on to eradicate poverty, and also skill development programs like or cultivation of fish and also mushrooms, so that girls can have their own programs. We have a garden with maybe about 400 to 500 different species of plants at Indian Women Science Association, and students from all over Mumbai, different colleges, they come to see the different plants and learn different techniques. We give them saplings so that they can go and plant trees and like what is saline plants and all that. There are programs like each one teach one, that each person has to teach one student, each college student or has to teach a school student. And we have adopted a school in the nearby premises where students are very average, and we are teaching them in the afternoon so that they will improve. They have really come up with novel ideas. Besides that, we have conducted a lot of science camps, science exhibitions, quiz, science quiz, etc. for students in Navi Mumbai. My motto is to strive for excellence. I have never looked at what I am going to get back. I am only giving my best. I want to give what society has given me in the initial years. I want to give back to the society after my retirement, which makes me very happy. I feel that each girl student is like a diamond, but they don't know they're diamonds, and they're like carbon molecules, and they need polishing, and they have to come out of under pressure, and they have to shine. So we are living in a patriarchal society, and each girl student should be an asset to their family and to the society. They should make their parents proud of themselves. They should excel. My advice to them, they should excel in their studies first. They should have a dream, and they should work hard to achieve their dream. And then each girl student, when they grow up, should take up a job which they love and should be financially independent. Girls should be lifelong students. Don't lose your innovation. Don't lose your curiosity. Be independent and bold, and stand up to your values. At the same time, one has to be humble and polite too. And after a certain stage, you should give back to the society. Teach other girl students how you can excel, and you should guide the other students. Because society has given you, and you should give back to the society. Very recently, as I said before, we have conducted a latest technology, an online course on gene editing. And only 2 weeks back, India government has given permission to work on gene editing, which has got a lot of chances in India for developing cure for cancer, for improving new varieties of plants and animals, etc. So we would like to conduct more classes on novel techniques and also motivate women and especially girl students. We want to make them more confident. I'm also interested in being a plant scientist. I am also interested in developing one of the goals of United Nations, that is zero hunger. Zero hunger can be achieved by not only by increasing agricultural productivity, but teaching everybody to take up a skill, study, and take up a job. We should train our farmers, and that is what I have done in January. All of them would have gone back and maybe trying to improve the yield of their plants. So I'm very happy that I could do some work, some contribution to the society, even after my retirement. Now, coming to the question, how are you living a sustainable lifestyle? My motto is to end poverty, develop good health for women and everybody, zero hunger, health and gender equality, and I am working towards that. As you know, our Earth, planet Earth, is a source of biodiversity, and it is for us to protect our Earth, our soil, our water, and our air. So we have to create awareness among students and also among women and other society members by conducting workshops on how to save energy, how to reduce global warming, how to reduce carbon footprints, how to use energy efficient devices, and we should motivate them to use public transport, to use cycles, and to drive less. It's very important that we save our water, and we should not contaminate our water with hazardous waste and plastics. We should segregate the waste, or the biodegradable ones should be developed into biogas and biofertilizers, whereas the plastics and other can be recycled. I also believe that we should conduct more lectures, we should plant more trees, then we should eradicate poverty by educating them, educating women, because women are the main source. You know, if you educate one woman, she will educate another 10 women. So women are the main backbone of the society, and they will not only look after their children, and they will do very well. So I am trying to deliver lectures in association with some women's association and other YWC and YMC and all that, to conduct awareness for women on nutrition, importance of nutrition and health, etc. I would like to conduct programs for health camps for women and children, and use our college students who would love to actually interact with the society, with the people, and go around, and collect data and advise them. Also, I would like to conduct more lectures on climate change, how to reduce carbon footprints, and we should also donate our used items in the YMCA and other places, and we should not waste food, shift to vegetarian food, and support farmers. I think all of us are interested in eating food, right? Yeah. So we have a large number of people in India, and in 1960s, there was a shortage of food, right? There was a shortage of food, and we were importing wheat and rice and everything from US and other countries. But due to Green Revolution, the crop productivity has improved, and now we are supplying wheat and rice to other countries. This is because of the techniques of genetics is being utilized in crop improvement. genetics and plant breeding. So similarly, there are many novel techniques in biotechnology, like development of transgenics, where you can take a gene from anywhere and insert into your crop plant. And, you can produce novel plants which are resistant to diseases, resistant to drought. We can grow in less water. So in my institute, with my division, we have produced about 45 different varieties of, groundnut, so groundnut, ural bean, then pigeon pea, Indian mustard, rice, jute, etc. Some of the doshas that you take in your house, or dal that you take, is developed in my division department, using radiations. So that shows how we have trying to mitigate hunger and poverty. So that is now using the latest techniques. This is the conventional method. Using a radiation to improve the plants is one conventional method. But there are latest techniques like gene editing, where you can make a new plant without introducing a new gene. You can take the gene from the plant itself and make one change in one alphabet in the DNA. One alphabet, A. So the whole gene changes and the plant can become more productive. Plant can become, resistant to drought, can grow in the salinity, can grow and produce more food. So that is what I was doing, but I was using novel techniques in plant biotechnology, like, transferring genes from outside to plants. So we have become a country which can produce more food. And if people don't have money to buy that, maybe government has to think how to develop the economic power. But my duty was to develop more productive plants, and we have achieved it. There were some poems that he taught us in our childhood, which had motivated me. And, it always, when I think about it, one of the poems I can recite to you. Shall I? Heights by great men, reached and kept, were not by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, were toiling upwards in the night. Meaning that people who have reached great height, they are not taken a flight and reached the great height. But when their friends were sleeping, slumbering in the night, they were working hard to reach the goal. I think when I was working, I never got any recognition as it is. But maybe after retirement, I never thought I'll get also. But, Stanford University has recognized me in the 2% World Scientist. And that itself was a great recognition after 10 years after my retirement. We have a garden we are staying in an apartment, but still we have a garden. So I love the plants, and the plants are the source, because of which the whole life on the earth is living, Otherwise there will be no life if plants were not there. They give you food, they give you oxygen to breathe, everything, Otherwise there will be no animals, nothing else on this earth, but for the plants and their photosynthesis. They are wonderful actually, really they are staying, we can run into our house when there's a drought or when it is hot outside. We can go into our house, put AC and all on. Poor plants have to stand outside. They have to withstand the stress and they have to produce food for us. And, make oxygen for us to breathe. Can't think of a world without plants.